All right, it has been a minute since I did one of these videos. I'm just gonna continue with the format that I began with, but I'm getting back to it. I wrote, I think 7 or 8 songs before. I'm gonna write another 7 or 8. I have a couple songs that are works in progress that I will probably finish here on these videos. But I made a pledge to my best friend Paul that I would get back to this, and you know, because it's important to create, even if you do feel like you're the tree in the forest that falls and nobody hears. Doesn't really matter as long as you create. Because I know that I'm pretty much the only one that's listened to any of these songs that I wrote, but I love them. I think they're great. They're like children that I made all by myself, and I really think they're awesome. So here goes the latest one. One thing that I like to do is, as I'm running around living my life, if something comes to me, some line of lyrics, I hurry and send myself a text. I just do the speak text and send myself a text that is kind of a reminder of that thought. This was actually a really long one. I sat down and copied it down real quick. Because it was just on my phone, obviously, and I need my phone to record this video. So anyway, I'll just read. This is almost word for word what I spoke into my phone that day that this idea came into my head. I have a feeling that may be more than a feeling, and it never goes away. It feels like the past is more than the past. It's another life. Like a night dream that fades until forgotten. I've also a past life that feels ever more like a dream, from which I woke to the life I know now. But is my present merely a dream as well? Will it eventually dawn on me that every season of this life, every vista, every sound, every spark of love within me will one day fly away? So, I have a very specific set of beliefs on this topic that are basically along the lines of what these lyrics, well, they're not lyrics yet, these ideas say. And these lyrics are a lot more like, how do I explain? All right, I'm going to set the germ of an idea that I've written down here aside and just say that I kind of believe that we are living many different lives at once. There are versions of us in other realms, on other planes, on other planets, that probably those lives look a lot like ours, some of them more than others, but decisions were made there that are different than the decisions we make here, and each of those lives simultaneously being lived affects the other, and each life is affected by every life, benefited and, hurt by those lives as they go. So that's why it's so important to try to do your best in this life. Because, for instance, these songs that I have written, that I am writing now, I like to believe that there's a version of me on some other planet that is capitalizing on these songs. Because these songs, I wrote them here, and they reverberate back up to my spirit, my higher self, however you want to look at it, and reverberate back down to those other lives. So even though, like I said, tree in the forest, nobody's hearing it fall, in another life, there's a version of me that's, just in a much different, much better position to perform these songs, is younger or whatever, and is able to find an audience for these songs, and I'm kind of just feeding that other me. I'm feeding myself. And if I don't continue to write these songs, you know, they say with creativity, you're pulling stuff out of the ether. I got to put stuff up into the ether. You know, it's as if there's a Rubik's Cube and I kind of pulled it out of the ether and it was ugly. It was all sorts of colors and hadn't even begun to be solved. And if I just tinker with it a little and then it floats back up to the ether, this other version of myself that's, you know, ready to receive that can pull the version out of the ether that I left that's kind of, I didn't realize it when I did it, but it's kind of almost complete, and he can keep dinking around with it until it's completely complete. And he can use that and really capitalize on it and really kind of be what I have always wanted to be. All right, that's enough of a preamble, preface, whatever. All right, I'll read these lyrics. Oh no, I already did. Or this idea for a song. So I want to just leave this first line the way it is, but I gotta rhyme something, right? I'm not gonna write the whole thing. A feeling that made me more than a feeling. It never goes away. So the word I want to rhyme is away. So if this is your first rodeo with me, you'll see that what I like to do is just take a word that I want to rhyme and think of every word that rhymes with that. So day, obviously. Day, that's kind of cheesy. Hey, I guess. That's too unknown. Gay. Hey. How about okay? That's not bad. Lay. May. Nay, that's dumb. Pay. Ray, that's a good one. Say. Way. Did I already write that down? Yay! That's about it. So ones that I like are, I guess a day could work. Okay is good. Ray, say, way. These are the ones I like. So if I'm saying, and it never goes away, and a few lines later, I want a similar line that is going to rhyme with that. But it's going to be, I have a feeling that maybe more than a feeling. Never goes away. I like day. Another life and day, something like that. Feels like the past is more than the past. Another life and day. I don't love it, but what about way? I like that better. Where I've gone another way. So it's away and way, but that's all right. I forgive myself. Okay, that's a T. Feels like the past. I just don't want to write the whole thing out. Is more than the past. Like I've gone another way. Okay, so already we've got 2 lines. I guess I'll read them out. I'll have to go back and forth between my 2 goofy things here. I have a feeling that may be more than a feeling, and it never goes away. It feels, that's an S, it feels like the past is more than the past, like I've gone another way. I like that. It's a cool theme. I guess if you want to know, this is the epitome of me writing what I know. There are people from my life of, how do I explain this without really, for about 20 years, 22 years, there was this group of people that I was a part of. I've alluded to this in other songs, I think. I can't remember if I finished. It doesn't matter. Anyway, these people were the integral group, the core of my life. About 4 years ago, that life really just ended. And the more distance, time distance, that separates me from them, the more it just seems like, and I already read this to you, but the more it seems like that was just some dream. I was asleep and I was having a dream or a nightmare, and a long dream went on for a long time. 22 years is a long time. And then I just woke up and I was just kind of here in this new life with this new core of people around me. So that's what this song really is about. And it might, you know, as I go, there might be other things that kind of come up. Okay. Okay, so let's take this next line. Okay. How do I put that into a nice little... So it's like a night dream that fades until forgotten. Something about the past fading, huh? How about this? Something like that other past, that other me, they fade like any dream. So now we gotta rhyme with dream, but I want to stick with this too. because I know that I am progressively forgetting those people as time goes by. So dream, you got beam, deem, this one's harder. Wow, this one's terrible. Seam or seam. Boy, that's too many E's, isn't it? Team. That's about it. That other past, that other me, they fade like any dream. Okay, each day they're more forgotten, more ethereal, it seems. So I've stayed true to kind of my original idea. But I've kind of gotten ahead of myself here, huh? I'm just going to write everything in. The past is more than the past. My wife's home. Okay. They feel like any dream. Each day they're more forgotten, more ethereal it seems. Okay. So is there anything here that I didn't cover? I've also past life. This, how about this? This lucid dream where I now tread that other life that now seems dead. See, it's kind of what I wrote down, but it's changing now. Okay, I can see a way to rhyme my final little thing. Let's see. Will it eventually dawn on me every season of this life's day, every vista, every sound, every spark, that's an S, holy crap, every spark of love and hate, I'm changing it, will one day fly away. So that's a couple of really long lines, but see, I kind of threw the word day in there to rhyme with away. I gotta add some more. I've been thinking for months, off and on, about changing the format of songs. I've been, and I like the old format and probably go right back to it, but does a song really have to have a couple of verses and a chorus and maybe a bridge? Or can it just be a bunch of lyrics that you just kind of go through once and then you're done? So this one right here is going to be a bunch of lyrics. Might repeat this. I love this up here, the very first. I have a feeling that may be more than a feeling, and it never goes away. It feels like the past is more than the past, like I've gone another way. So I'm just going to add a little bit more down here. This would be a good bridge, maybe. Didn't I just say I was leaving that format? Oh, well. It doesn't matter. It just occurs to me that you don't necessarily have to have a couple of verses that are similar to each other, at least rhythmically and melodically, and then have a chorus that gets repeated over and over. But it's not a bad rut to get stuck in, because that's how most popular songs are. Now tread the other life, now seems dead. Prayer the future. That's a you. May be dark or bright. According to whether I add my light to the great light. Let's see that great light. Or cry alone in the darkness. Choosing to Or cry alone in darkness. Resolved to refuse the choice between fight or flight. Wow, it's pretty disjointed, but I think there's something here. Yeah, I like that part up there. Yeah, this needs more work right here. The rest is pretty good, but this right here, cry alone in the darkness. Choosing to decide. Choosing to refuse to choose. To refuse to see, I'm working on it right now. Or cry alone in the darkness, choosing to refuse to choose between fight or flight. So I think that's a song. Maybe it just gets repeated a couple of times. You know? But I think it's definitely something that can be a song. So, in the spirit of trying to keep my song short, maybe I can keep this video short and come back and really decide what's gonna go on here. Anyway, for whatever it's worth, that's how you write a poem or lyrics. I like to call my stuff lyrics. Who knows what a poem is? Poem sometimes doesn't have to rhyme, and that just is so weird to me. So I don't really like write poetry. I like write lyrics, and I almost always put them to a vocal melody and some chords and whatnot. So anyway, I guess that's about it for now.